Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to rs.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. I apologise if you can hear a load of but it's just so hot today, and I've got a little USB fan on here which might be reverberating up the stand, and I've got a fan on there because, as you guys know, Brits do not have AC, so it's just freaking hot at the minute, so I need to keep cool, especially during these Q&As. Right, let's get into it. Question number 1. Do you like the Cardigans? I love Erase, Rewind, Love 4 and my favourite game. I feel bad when I say this, but I actually had to Google I know the Cardigans, but I'm the kind of person that knows loads of music, but you ask me to name the artist and I'm like, so my favourite game is the that's terrible, scrap that. Can you hear it? That's the bit I was showing you. Great voice. She looks like Avril Lavigne. I'm losing my favorite game. You're losing your mind again. Brilliant. Yeah, so yeah, I do like the Cardigans, actually, pretty good. Question number 2. Have you ever watched The Guild? Yes. Oh my god, it was so good. I watched all of them with Tinkerballa and all that. It was Tinkerballa, right? And I absolutely loved it. And for the time that it came out, it was a long time ago now, right? For the time that it came out, I felt like no one else was really doing anything like that. So it was really popular, and I loved that spin-off song they did. Do you want to date my avatar? She's a star and she's personality by far. What's the lyrics? Anyway, that song was brilliant, so good. And I noticed recently that they've started to do the same kind of D&D thing that Critical Role are doing, and it's not really taking off. I don't know why, because they're doing it on the Guild, the official Guild YouTube channel, which was mega, absolutely mega. So I don't know why it's not really getting any views, because I feel like D&D is a really, really popular thing right now, especially people doing it online, and you can kind of join in the journey and get involved. But I mean, there you go. If you're looking for some new D&D stuff to watch, then check out The Guild, because they're doing it. Are you in a long distance relationship? No. No, I'm in a close distance relationship with my partner Ian. We're still not married though, and this is like a huge issue for me because I have never ever believed in marriage. I just don't believe in it, and I don't know whether it's because I come from a divorced, my parents divorced when I was like sort of 10, and I don't think that really played any role on my decision, like how I feel about marriage. I just never really have felt like I need a piece of paper, it's a very cliche feeling, but a piece of paper to validate my feelings for somebody else. But in saying that, I do feel like I hate saying my partner or my boyfriend, because we've been together for 14 years and it just feels flimsy. It's like a flimsy way to address someone who I've spent a huge part of my life with. And I would love to be his wife. I would love to be able to say, oh, it's my husband. And I'd love to take his name, and all of that to me is, yes, I want all of that. But I don't want the huge wedding. I've never been the kind of person that wants to walk down the aisle. I'm not a Christian. I don't have that type of faith. I have faith, but not that type of faith. It would feel very wrong for me to walk down an aisle in a church. And I think what I want to do and what I've wanted to do for years is just have a really basic reception wedding, and then just have a massive party afterwards where everyone can just come and hang out. No, like, in my opinion, no one needs to hear me telling someone else how much I love them. They know that. We've been together for a really long time. So me standing up in front of it, like, I don't know if I just sound like a grumpy old woman, but when I go to weddings, to whoever's wedding I've been to, this isn't personal, I just find like vows so cringe, and just like I know you love each other, otherwise you wouldn't be doing this. I just feel all cringy, like when I'm sat in my chair and they're going, oh, I love you forever and a day, and I know, I guess, anyway, I'm going off on one here, but so yeah, no, I'm not in a long distance relationship. What is the strangest dream you've ever had? That is one of the most difficult questions you could ever ask me. It's harder than asking me what my favourite film is or my favourite song, because I dream vividly all the time. And I know people that don't. Oh, chair is so squeaky. I know people that don't actually dream, and they just have, they dream in black and white, some people, or they dream but they don't remember it upon waking. But I dream vividly. And sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I've just been around the world and I'm tired. I've done my day. And then I wake up and I'm like, no, it's the start of the day. None of that happened. And dreams, the craziest thing is dreams only last for 5 seconds, just to the point before you wake up is when you have a dream, and it's 5 seconds long. So it doesn't matter how long you feel that the duration of your dream was, it was only 5 seconds IRL. But the strangest dream I think I've ever had, and it was a nightmare and it stuck with me. I don't know if I've ever told you guys about this before. It was very sinister, and I'm not going to go into complex details because it was quite horrible. But it was just, I was probably about 18 or 19 when I had it, and I was living with my dad in the countryside, and I remember waking up and it was just, morning was just breaking, so it was still very light, dark blue sky out, and my dad was going to work, and I was so afraid of being on my own that I had to ring my nan and say, can you come and sit with me, because I was just so freaked out from this dream. And she sat with me until I fell back to sleep again. That was just what a sweet thing to do. But my dream was about living with my dad in another house, and it all started off with my dad opened the front door and a gypsy lady had left some purple dried lavender or heather or something on our windowsill. And I don't ever want to tell you this because it's so horrible. And so my dad picked it up, and when we looked out there was something very sinister in the fields outside, and I'm not going to say what it was because it's very sinister. And I don't know why my brain made me have this dream. And I remember running inside and thinking, oh my god, we've got to get out of here, that's so awful, that's a warning to us, we have to leave. And the rest of the dream was us travelling around, and we went to this motel, and we ended up, it was the creepiest motel ever. And the owners of it were really just, it was like something out of The Wrong Turn. Have you ever seen The Wrong Turn? Or like Bates Motel. It was just so creepy, and they served us up this food, and it was just like the grossest bowl of something, and it just wasn't right. And I said to Dad, we can't stay here either, we have to go. And like the entire dream was just kind of it felt like we was being chased or haunted and hunted. I ended up being separated from my dad at some point, and I was running through these woods, and it was like Blair Witch. I came across this cabin, and it was all derelict, but it was quite big, and I was walking through it, and I was like crunching over like ash and planks of like brittle planks of wood, and there was dust in the air, and it was really creepy. And I ended up in this final room, and as I walked in there was this guy sat, and this is really weird, he was sat in a rocking chair, and he had his legs, I don't know if you can see, he had his legs crossed like mine, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but like one leg kind of up, and he was just rocking back and forth in this rocking chair. But he had on a white, crisp white shirt with like the black suspenders, like pristine pressed black trousers, shiny black shoes, really smart. but he had a completely white chalked out face with black lines down his eyes and a beak for a nose and a completely black tarred mouth, and he was whittling wood. And I woke up absolutely terrified. And I remember, because I take a lot of I listen to my dreams. I feel like my dreams, they tell you things about yourself or about your state of mind that maybe your conscious mind can't tell you. I googled it for ages trying to find out if this figure that I'd seen in my dream was some kind of sleep demon or something. I know that sounds crazy, but I find that kind of stuff really interesting. And I don't think I found anything, but what a weird thing to dream, and like for my brain to just kind of conjure up, and it's just stuck with me ever since. And it felt like the longest dream in the world, but it was only 5 seconds long. This question is from Dan. What is your favourite time of day? My favourite time of day, even though it's probably the most annoying time of the day, is when it gets to about 11 o'clock at night. I just feel like I'm at my best at 11 o'clock at night, and that's usually when I go to bed. And it's the most frustrating thing, because all day I generally feel pretty tired, and then it gets to bedtime and I'm like, right, I'm ready. I could go for some opera right now. I could bang out some opera. And I don't know why, but that's just how I've always been. I'm definitely a night person. I think if I could, I would go to sleep at 8:30 at night and get up at 3 AM in the morning, and I think that would suit me down to an absolute T. I think I'd feel like the best me, because there's something about daylight that makes me kind of tired as well, and when it gets to night time I feel invigorated, I feel refreshed, I feel like the night is making me just feel more comfortable and more awake. And I don't know why. I don't know if I've got some kind of allergy to sunlight, or maybe I'm a vampire. I feel like this Q&A is taking on like a bit of a paranormal feeling, don't you? And I feel like also this is going to come out in October, which is like the perfect time for Halloween-y time. What are some small things that make you happy? So many small things make me happy, and I think about, I'm grateful for them every single day. I always said to Ian, when there'll come a point in life where the thing that you're worrying about now, you'll wish that was what you was worrying about. And I think that's so important to remember, because there will come a time in everybody's, I know that's so like morbid, but it helps put things into perspective. Whatever you're worrying about now, there's going to come a point in life when you wish that was what you was worrying about. But anyway, the small things. I like my dog, and I like other people's dogs. Like, I'm obsessed with dogs. I just think dogs are one of the best things on the planet. They're used in therapy, like they have puppy days and dog days in like old people's homes and carers' homes and stuff, because they're so relaxing, and they take you out of yourself. So if you're having like an internal period where you're very in your mind and overthinking or thinking too much about things, same thing, then you see a dog and straight away you're like, oh my god, it's a dog, I need to stroke it, look how cute it is. It's amazing. Dogs are brilliant. Other small things that I enjoy, I really like it when Ian just lays on the bed with me and doesn't like, because he has this thing where he gets kind of fidgety and he wants to get up, but I really like it when he just stays there. And when he falls asleep next to me, it's like when he's napping, it's the nicest thing. I love that, and I just feel so like content because I know that he's not going to go anywhere. And I really like hairdryers. I've got a thing about hairdryers, like seriously, I'm not even joking. I love my hairdryer. In the winter, I could just sit there with the hairdryer blowing on my hair and my face for hours. And when I was a kid, this is how obsessed I am with hairdryers. I was living with my dad and I fell asleep with the hairdryer pointed directly at my face on the pillow, and my dad came in and it was like hours later and he was like, why you falling asleep with your hairdryer in your face? What's wrong with you? I wonder if you can get like hairdryer therapy. Do you have a leather jacket? I did have a leather jacket. I loved it. I got it from a charity shop. It was like a kind of coffee coloured one, and I didn't wear it for so long that it got moth eaten, which I was really upset about, so not anymore. Anyway, that is it for this month's monthly Q&A. I've just noticed I've got to do another one and my battery's nearly dead. I must have spoken so much. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and if you want to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, head on over to us.fm/sharmvlog, and I will do my best to answer your questions. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you soon. Bye!